Alas, poor Yorick! I knew him, Horatio, a fellow of infinite jest, of most excellent fancy. Yeah, that's pretty much all I know of Hamlet's scene, and from taking English Lit. Welcome back, guys. It's Wednesday, and as you always know, I post past Yodaisms I've written on Wayback Wisdom Wednesday. And on this particular Wednesday, we are going to I'll be sharing with you, and you'll be hopefully enjoying what I wrote down on Saturday, November 24th, 2007. And the backstory to this particular Yodaism is that I was sitting in English Lit class during my days at the PCC, and I was getting a bit bored, and I was zoning out a little bit, and we were studying the works of William Shakespeare. And while sitting there, I started refocusing, and then this particular Yodaism plays off to particular title to one of William Shakespeare's works, which coincidentally was Hamlet, and it kind of coincides with that performance, that stellar Oscar-worthy performance I did concerning that scene with Yorick and Hamlet talking to the skull, which kind of coincides with this particular Yodaism right here, and this plays off to one of Shakespeare's greatest lines, and the title is "To Love or Not to Love." And as you may have already guessed, it involves love or true love or matters of the heart. So here we go. Ron Resnick once said, "Tragedy by far speaks to the human condition more than the other arts, because we recognize the fatality of life from its outset. Birth is tragedy, for birth ends in death. Love is tragedy, for it ends in betrayal, or at best, in fake memories of what was." If you think about it, when it comes to our life, it can oftentimes feel as if we're the main character living in a tragic Shakespearean play, especially when matters of the heart become involved. Drama such as inner turmoil, betrayal, disappointment, madness, defeat, victory, life, death, etc. are all intertwined in the one thing that is considered to be a trusted friend, and yet at the same time a sworn enemy: love, or true love. Whether it's emotional, physical, personal, mental, and or spiritual, there's always conflict within love that will inherently lead to a possible metaphorical death for you, a potential significant other, or both. Let me ask you this question. Do you personally feel / think your own love life is considered an absolute tragedy? Essentially, love, or true love for that matter, can most definitely breathe life into your heart, giving birth to happiness and contentment, but it can also, in all intents and purposes, cause your very own death by choking the life out of you, so to speak, leaving you covered in sadness and darkness. It's a sad situation indeed when a person looks back at bad past relationships in which one metaphorically experienced a painful death of sorts, to the point where one is continually haunted by the acts of betrayal that were perpetrated by him or her. In somewhat the same context as Lady Macbeth, a person can try so hard to wash his / her hands, in a manner of speaking, of all the bad memories of past relationships that stain their mind, but is still seen, causing the gradual loss of their sanity. Without a doubt, we've all read, or at least tried to read, Hamlet, and it would be safe to say many of you are familiar with the scene where he makes the famous speech about Yorick, all the while holding a skull. And you may have also remembered that worthy performance in the beginning of this video about what I just read right there. I still think I rocked it. Anyways, getting back to it. In some aspect, each one of us can be compared to Hamlet, as we, in a way, hold in our hand our heart and reminisce about the person we once were, inevitably seeing the person who laughed and loved life to its fullest. However, That was before love treacherously disturbed the calm peacefulness, slowly poisoning one's perception to become tainted after becoming unfortunate fatalities at the hands of once trusted former lovers, now sworn enemies, ultimately leading to gradually see it now as a bittersweet reality of misery, whereby it served your heart a tragic demise met by the sharp end of a dagger, which can be seen by the countless number of scars left behind. Alright, continuing on. For the question can be asked, do you consider yourself to be a tormented soul who is always expecting, or should I say waiting, to be stabbed in the heart by a guy/girl, so much so you put yourself in a heightened state of paranoia, whereby making the people close to you wary of your erratic as well as possibly dangerous behavior? Thinking about it, it's a fate worse than death to put yourself in a King Lear-like situation where you would rather hurt those around you instead of experiencing the calming peace of love from someone who can ease the madness that's been torturing you personally, mentally, physically, and or spiritually. What it comes down to is having this deluded mindset that every potential and or significant other is going to betray you, which is foolish thinking. Let me tell you something. You have to let go of that mindset, or you're going to end up pushing yourself deeper into an overwhelming sense of darkness/grief, causing you to metaphorically and literally die. And the final paragraph here. In retrospect, there's one quintessential thing that connects every person, no matter what their age, race, religion, etc. is, and that's experiencing the tragedy of utter heartbreak. You can't help but feel for people who have been tragically hurt, either personally, physically, and emotionally and or spiritually, because you can truly see yourself as a kindred spirit with that person. You see, we're all thespians of the heart, and even though we may not be as articulate, or able to perform on the spot a dramatic soliloquy, we try our best to beautifully reflect our feelings as well as emotions that are heartbreaking. In the end, we all come to a point where we come to a crossroads involving a guy or a girl. And no offense to William Shakespeare, as I tweak his words in order to say that when it comes to matters of the heart, we find ourselves asking to love or not to love. That is the question. And there you have it, folks. To love or not to love. Thoughts, musings, what do you think of it? Especially about my performance in the beginning of this video. Was it good? Was it bad? Was it terrible? Was it in between? Needs work? Comment below. Hit like. If you're watching this for the very first time, hit subscribe. It'd be awesome to have more, as I like to call my supporters of this channel, Guru Gang, Peeps, or the Padawans, since I am Yoda Guru. So hope you enjoyed it. I'll put the link to this particular Yodaism in the description below, so you can read it at your own time. It'll click on it and it'll go straight to the Inner Sanctum Yoda's Blogspot page. And speaking of the Blogspot page, there's a particular sentence on there whenever you go into it that it's under the Inner Sanctum title. It says, stay, sit, relax, put your feet up, grab a snack or two, drink a cold beverage, and enjoy reading what's on my mind, won't you? So whenever you do click on this video, when it comes to the Yodaism section of the channel page, that's what you're doing. I'm inviting you in. I want you to put your feet up, grab a snack to eat something, get something to drink, and enjoy what's going to be on my mind when it comes to the particular Yodaism I posted on that day. It's on Wayback Wisdom Wednesday. So yeah, that's what hopefully you get a kick out of it. You enjoyed it, and hope you come back next time for another Yodaism on Wayback Wisdom Wednesday, and enjoy more of them to come. All right, have a good one, guys. Bye.